Like, hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. And what we're going to make today is actually using a pancake mix. I'm using a complete pancake mix, peanut butter cookies. So I'm not using flour, yet flour of course is an ingredient in pancake mix, but you're not using any salt, you're not using any baking powder or baking soda, that type of thing, because again, I'm using a pancake mix, complete pancake mix. Surprisingly enough, these cookies come out very chewy. If you want to bake them a little longer, they're more of a crispy peanut butter cookie, but they're really great tasting, and they're easy and they're quick to make. Now, if you're looking for traditional peanut butter cookies or chocolate peanut butter cookies, I have many recipe videos on my channel, so please check it out. But I wanted to try this. In fact, a friend of mine made them and was telling me about them, and I thought, well, you know what, I want to try. I want to try a cookie, a peanut butter cookie made from a pancake mix. And I was really pleasantly surprised how well they came out and taste really good. So let's get started. First, you're going to start off with a half a cup of unsalted butter, and I've had mine at room temperature. I cut it into small pieces because I think it creams better and quicker for the video. Now you can use your hand mixer if you prefer. I like to use the stand because it's faster for me for the video. Okay, so I'm just going to break up that butter right now. And by the way, because I no longer give the recipe below the video, I'm going to go through the directions or the ingredients as slowly and try to be as clear as I can. So if you want to jot them down, again, we're using a half a cup of unsalted butter at room temperature, and I'm just going to cream it. I'm also going to warn you about the sound. It might come out loud on your end, so I want to prepare you. Okay, so let's break up that half a cup of butter. Now, once you do that and you start to break it up and cream it, you're going to put 1 cup of granulated sugar to the butter. We're also going to be putting in 1 cup of brown sugar. Okay? I usually break it up like that after because I want you to be able to see that it's packed. Okay? It's 1 cup of brown sugar. My speed is a little too high there, and sugar kind of went a little bit all over the counter here. And spend whatever time it takes to cream them and put them together. And that could be 2 minutes, it could be 3. It depends on your speed of your mixer or your hand mixer, that kind of thing. I want to just get to the bottom a little bit. It tends to stick, so I want to just use my spatula here to kind of get to the bottom here. Okay, and let's turn it on again. Warn you about the sound. Alright, once you combine that butter and the 2 sugars, then we're going to go and move right to 1 cup of creamy peanut butter. Now, use whatever company or brand that you have or you prefer. Okay, but 1 cup. And I know I might get questions or comments, can I use the crunchy? I assume you could. I don't see that there would be a problem with it. But I like this recipe without the nuts in it. but we're using a cup of your favorite brand of creamy peanut butter and blend those all together. Okay, and it will come together quite nicely, as you can see, okay? Oh, these cookies smell so good when you're just putting them together, let alone when you're baking them. Your kitchen smells so good. Okay, the next thing we're gonna now add are 2 eggs, also at room temperature, and we're gonna try to do just one at a time. And again, it's very, very fast and quick. You know, whatever it takes that you see that everything's combined, it's incorporated well, it's mixed well, it's come together, that you move on. Okay. The next thing we're going to put in is vanilla. So we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then just beat that in. And as you notice, I always raise my speed at the end because I want to move along due to the video. Okay. The last thing, of course, is your pancake mix, your complete pancake mix to make these peanut butter cookies. So you need 2.5 cups of the pancake mix. Alexa, stop. Sorry, I had a timer set for something else that's going on here tonight. So 2.5 cups, and by the way, use whatever type of complete pancake mix brand that you have or that you prefer. And we're just going to put a little in at a time and a lower speed, so of course it doesn't go all over the kitchen. Okay, that's not going to take you very long at all, and you want to just blend it till it all comes together, because you don't want these cookies to be dense or tough, because I really think the more that you know, you beat them, they become that way. So I'm just going to take my excess off my paddle. Okay. I try to get it all off because, you know, food, as we know, all of us know how expensive everything has gotten. And you just don't want to waste anything because it's expensive to bake. Yet I still think it's a lot cheaper to bake yourself than to buy them. But I understand a lot of people don't have the time to bake and that type of thing. But if you do have time, or you enjoy baking or baking with your children, you know, it's a lot of fun, and I like baking too because you know the ingredients that you've put in. So, you know, you're aware of putting all the healthy things that you're baking. So, all right. So now I've just cleaned the bottom of my bowl, brought in my batter, cookie batter, okay, cookie dough I should say, I'm sorry, okay. Also, reserve if you want, optional, about a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar to roll the cookies in. You don't have to if you don't want to. In fact, the bottom of the cookie darkens a little bit because of the rolled sugar on the cookie. So, you know, just to tell you that, it doesn't affect the taste or anything, but, you know, I want to tell you about that as well. Okay, now, you want to use either your silicone mats or parchment paper. I found that it really worked better than you know, spraying the tray, but again, you know, you can experiment what you prefer, but I on this recipe, I really like the parchment paper, okay? So, next thing we're gonna do is, I'm just using a medium-sized scoop, probably, this is about, I'd say 1.5 tablespoons, okay? And you do wanna kind of space them apart, because they are gonna spread out a little bit. So I usually about 1.5 inches. Now this is when you wanna decide whether or not you wanna roll them in the sugar or not. And I'm gonna just roll a couple. I like to put the sugar on. I think that people kind of expect maybe to see it, but if you don't want to, then feel free. And then to make them quite traditional, of course, I just use actually the tines of my fork, and you can go, you know, one way and then the other, or I like to really do them when I just go one way. It doesn't matter. Now, if you even want to put a little extra on the top, feel free. If you like that coating of that sugar, it's best to flatten them though, because they really do bake up. I think more, they're even. They bake up more even that way, okay? And you're going to bake these at 375, and remember to space them 1.5 to even 2. Let's say 2 inches, 1.5 to 2 inches, and anywhere from 7 to 9 minutes. I found that when I kept it, some batches that I made, when I kept it, you know, a little less than 7 or 7, they were chewier. And then if I went to the full 9, they were crispier. So it's really up to you, because you know ovens set up so differently. So you know how your oven reacts when you bake. But this, like I said, I found the longer of the time cycle, the cookie was drier and crisper. If you're looking for more chewier, then stay on the lower side, I guess is what I'm saying. And I would wait a minute or 2 or 1.5 minutes before you start to transfer them to your cooling rack, so they don't break apart, that they, you know, that they don't fall apart, okay? That kind of thing. I'm just a loss of thinking here of how many cookies that you're going to make, but I believe it's about 1.5 dozen. Again, it's the size. You know, if the bigger you make them, the less you're going to get. The smaller, you're going to get more. And then also, if you're going to change the size a bit and make them larger or smaller, if they're smaller, you might have to have a little bit longer baking, or vice versa for the larger ones that you bake. So let me wash my hands real quick, because I was working with raw egg, and then I'd like to show you what they look like once they're baked up. These cookies, by the way, are absolutely delicious. You can put them in the microwave for, you know, 10 seconds or so. And oh, they just taste so good. They really do. Warm, that kind of thing. And this is how they turn out, the cookie. They're a nice size cookie, okay? You'll have your sugar on the top if that's what you decide to do. But as I was warning you, the bottom will turn a little bit darker because of that sugar. So it's not going to affect the taste or anything, but you know, some people are just a little bit more finicky and that kind of thing on their baking. So I just want to give you, you know, a heads up on that. You know, that kind of thing. I was just trying to pick out one that maybe would show the lines. Again, you can do them you know, up and down and across. It's not going to affect the cookie at all. But it's best to get them flat, is basically what I flattened them out, okay? And when you break into them, they will have a beautiful chew to them. They really will. They will have a hard finish on the top and the bottom due to the sugar. And then as I break it apart, it has that you know, that certain bend that you get on a cookie. And even when I'm pressing them together, you can see how chewy they are. That type of thing. So, oh, they're just delicious cookies. And you know, you're using pancake mix. And my friend basically told me she had made them originally is because she had no flour in the house. She didn't want to go to the store and that kind of thing, and she had pancake mix, and that's what she did. And they are really phenomenal little cookies, and they're so easy to make, and they're really quick. I like recipes that are quick and easy, but they're also very good. So I want to thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. As a reminder, please solely watch me on YouTube. That's the only place I put my videos. So if you try this recipe and you like it, well, leave a comment. I'd like to hear from you. Or if you have a question, I'll answer and do my very best to answer in a timely fashion, okay? If you're so inclined and you'd like to subscribe to the channel or even give the video a like, boy, I'd really appreciate it. So again, thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. See you soon.